Sharp King here, coming at you from TrueHeroRelationships.com, off of Love Can Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. You know, I've answered at least 100 questions from people on YouTube or Facebook or a lot of social media networks over the past 2 years. At least 100 questions so far. But today, I have a question for you. Maybe this is something you can answer, because I don't understand. That question is, why would a young guy want to date an older woman? When I see a young guy, I'm talking younger than me, in the 20s and 30s, why would a guy my age, let's take my age, I'm in the 40s, right? So an older woman to me has to be a woman that's in the 50s. So why would a guy my age or younger want to date an older woman? What's the fascination with that? I never really understand. I don't understand it. What's the why are older women so attractive? What's this? Why guys are so fascinated by them? Maybe you can tell me why. I don't understand it. Now, some people will say, well, older women, it's about the sex. Well, I'll be like, well, you can get a younger woman if it's all about the sex. Younger women, they put it down in the sack too. Then they'll say, well, you know, it's easier to talk to older women. Well, it's easier to talk to some younger women. You know? Then some guys will say, well, older women, they look better. Well, it's a lot of younger women that look just as better. Now, I must say, now, if you go to places like LA, Miami, New York, there's some older women, some women I know in their 50s, they fire, drop dead gorgeous and everything. But everything that guys usually name, every reason that they come up with to justify why they're fascinated by older women, you can usually get the same out of a younger woman, their age. So what's it really all about? I never really understood what it's really all about. Now, what I can say is that there's a lot of incidents out here where you have the teachers sleeping with the kids, the teachers sleeping with the students, and a lot of guys will look at that and say, well, wait a minute, why is this? Why is that going on? And it's been going on. You just didn't hear about it. That type of shit was going on when I was in school, when I was in high school. But nobody told. And some guys will, at least in their mind, they'll say, hey, you know, I gotta get the good job, the car, the house, the clothes, career, bank account, and I got to be very resourceful. I got to have all the connections. And once I get that, the women are just fall in my lap. And when that doesn't happen, then they're confused. And then, you know, it's just not like that. This doesn't happen like that. The truth is, you really don't know what women are going to do or how they're going to react. And even they don't even know. Because we're all individuals. We all make our own decisions. And you don't really know what you want until you get it. That's a phrase I came up with a long time ago. You don't really know what you want until you get it. That's a phrase I wrote in my book too. And that's really the truth, because you can't miss what you never had. So a lot of guys are misled to believe they have all this stuff, superficial stuff, that somehow they'll get the girl that they want. But that's not true, because you see countless amounts of teachers sleeping with the kids, and you got countless amounts of women sleeping with guys or dating guys that, at least in your eyes, and even sometimes my eyes, that they probably shouldn't be with, or associating with, or sleeping with, but they do it anyway. So it's not really about the stuff. It's really about the individual. That's what it's really all about. You know, it's not really about, we've been misled to believe a lot of different things, but it's really about the individual. It's really about how that person interacts with you, how that woman interacts with you, how she communicates with you. That's what it's really all about. Because I've met a lot of women that have said, I would never do this, I would never do that, I've never did this before, I've never done that before. And when they met me, it's like they at a loss for words. They said they lost control, or they'll say, you know, I can't believe you had me out there like that, or whatever. And when they start saying that, that usually means that I've made them do something that they thought they would have never done, or maybe they've done it, but they probably haven't done it in a long time. That's all that means. Because a lot of times when they come in, when they meet me, a lot of these women didn't have good intentions anyway. So I remember I had a woman say to me one time that one person shouldn't have so much influence over somebody as I do. And I wasn't even thinking in that capacity, in that type of way at the time, but that's how she was thinking, because she was trying to manipulate me, trying to get me to do things that I didn't necessarily want to do at the time. So what I can tell you is a lot of these, you know, we got this cougar thing going on out here, and a lot of these older women, I know personally, will date younger guys, or at least have sex with younger guys, because they can tell them what to do. They can manipulate them, and a lot of times it's about just about the sex in most cases, and in probably all situations when it comes to the teacher and the student. The only thing a young boy can do is give her good sex in that situation. And in most cases, the only thing a 30-year-old can give a 50-year-old is sex as well, because there's a disconnect there mentally, and that's to be expected in most cases. You know, so it is what it is. So that's why I don't really understand what's the fascination about, from a younger guy to the older women. Now, I can understand why an older woman would want to sleep with a younger guy, because we have more energy, we're in shape. Now, a lot of older guys, once they get older, a lot of them tend to let themselves go. They have medical problems, and some of them popping pills, and so it's a lot of different situations that come upon the women that they have to deal with. You know, some of these women are married, or some of these women, you know, the guy can't rise to the occasion for whatever reason. She's not as attractive as she used to be to him. So these things happen. So I understand why the woman would want a younger guy, but I don't understand why a younger guy would want an older woman. I don't understand that. I never understood that, because you can get the same thing out of out of a younger girl. You can get an older woman. Now maybe the older woman might have more wisdom, which that's understandable. But for me personally, I'm not interested in an older woman. I don't care how she looks. I don't care. It's nothing about an older woman that made me want to sleep with her, or none of that. Now the only way I would sleep, I would have an older woman around me in any capacity. It has to be a good reason. Business wise, maybe we're planning on building something together. But am I going to spend a lot of time with her compared to the younger women that I have around me? Probably not. Will I put a lot of stock into the relationship? Probably not. I mean, she's an older woman, you know. So a lot of older women tend to be set in their ways. They're not as flexible as they need to be sometimes. And a lot of them are sick. That's another thing. A lot of them are sick today. This is not like when I was growing up. When I was growing up, a lot of the older women they took care of themselves pretty well. But today, that's not the case. And a lot of them let themselves go. They don't take care of themselves well as they should. A lot of them drink, smoke. A lot of them use drugs, or used to use drugs at some point in time. So you got to think about all that once you talk to a lot of these older women. And they're not going to tell you this. They're not going to tell you if they're sick, or maybe there was a drug user in the past. They're not going to tell you all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because for them, it's just about sex. Sad but true. It is what it is. So, you tell me, if you're a guy, a younger guy, and you like dating older women, tell me why by leaving a comment below. So if you like what you heard, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Join my Players Club. And leave your comment below. And if you got questions, I got answers. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.